please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, may I know from the Minister in charge Education, the reason as to why the government have not yet implemented the enhancement of gratuity for teachers of aided institutions since the pay revision of 2017.
Can you repeat the question, sir?
Yeah. May I know from the Minister in charge Education the reason as to why the government has not yet implemented the enhancement of gratuity for teachers of aided institutions since the pay revision of 2017.
Of which category again?
For aided institutions, aided college teachers.
Aided in the sense deficit or ad hoc?
Deficit.
Deficit, sir. Sir, the correct information is not available with the minister or me right now, but I've taken note of the point. This is for deficit pattern. Is mentioning. So there are so many categories and so many different levels that are there. So all this thing has to be seen, sir. So I don't have the exact information with me right now, but I'll definitely get the matter examined, sir.
Yes, please. Edelbert? Edelbert, please.
Sir, since we know the fact that teachers is our nation builders, so it is not satisfied enough just to be a casual in their employees. So may I know the mind of the government? What step taken by department to ensure regular salary for casual teachers engaged in government school?
Sir, since this question is, as I said, related to finance of the state also, hence I would take the opportunity to reply on behalf of the minister also. Sir, number one, what we need to understand that these categorization of teachers are very different, sir. The ad hoc school teachers, which is being mentioned by the honorable member, what we have to remember, sir, that these are schools started by private managing committees. It's not started by government, sir. These are schools that, say, an individual or a committee decides and they start the school on their own. It's not that the government has started them. It's not that the government has appointed teachers. Once these ad hoc schools, once the schools then start running, they realize that maybe they don't have the sufficient funds to further run the school. And hence they approach the state government that can you help us with some kind of a grant to run our school. Not government school, run their school. And hence these teachers in the school that has been started by the private organization, by the private managing committee, is then looked in by the government and says that, well, that's good, these people are running it well, let us help them with some kind of an additional fund. And that's when the government of Meghalaya then gives the funds as an ad hoc grant to those teachers. So what I'm trying to explain, sir, is that it is not that these salaries of these teachers or the school was started by government of Meghalaya. These were started by private managing committees. There are many such schools that are running today. There is close to 700 such schools that have applied for ad hoc grant to government of Meghalaya. And we have not been able to pass them because the earlier schools that have been given that ad hoc grant, these private schools run privately by the managing committee. And hence, the distinction of these two needs to be done very clearly. There are the government LP schools which the government runs. Hence, it is the government's duty to pay them, and we are paying them salaries on time, sir. All the benefits as per government, things are going to these teachers. So this category is completely different from these ad hoc teachers. And hence we need to understand that ad hoc teachers was never started by government of Meghalaya. It is our private schools run by private managing committees, and state government is simply giving them an ad hoc grant, sir. So it is very important to understand this aspect. Number two, sir, that it is also, we have realized that yes, the fact that even though these are privately run and privately owned schools, and the government is giving them a grant to help them support their system and the institution, but the point is that yes, these teachers also deserve to get their salaries on time, to be given by the managing committee, not by the state government. So therefore, this suggestion has been in fact something that we have been working on it for a long time. That's the reason last year we enhanced the ad hoc grants to be given to these private institutes run by private managing committees. And we are working also to ensure that these grants that are given to these private institutes are also given on time, in the sense on a regular basis, so that they can then further give the salary to their teachers on time. But what the distinction which we need to make, and the honorable member and the state as a whole and the members of the house need to understand, that ad hoc teachers are private managing committee schools run by private institutes, not by government. Government simply gives a grant to them to help them run their school. So this distinction needs to be made very clearly, sir.
Saleng Sangma, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'll be asking a very simple question. Now, we know that there is a symptomatic problems and challenges faced by the department, but we have to, deal with the problems. Sir, there are teachers who have already retired and then shifted to, some of the teachers, they have already shifted to other departments for their better job. So the vacuum created by the teachers are not being filled up. So the simple question is that those teachers who are already shifted, whether they are replaced or can be replaced. So any step has been taken so far so that, the dropout of school children will not be there in the schools. Because maximum of the SSC school, even the government LP schools, you can't find the students right now because of the teachers are not present. Those teachers who are already present, whether that can be filled up, because this is the simplest way of filling up the vacuum post. So I would like to ask the government whether any replacement has been done so far as to, look into the matter at the earliest, because there are teachers, there are schools who are not having the teachers even now also. So at least that can be done at the earliest, because these are the challenge. This is not the challenges, because the teachers is already there. So I would like to request the government if those can be filled up at the earliest.
Speaker, sir. So I think the honorable member means of the government and the school teacher.
Yes, even the SSC teachers also, because I'm not telling the education department to radically change everything overnight. At least those teachers who are already not there right now, even the SSC teachers also, even the government school teachers also, sir.
Speaker, sir. So as of today, in the last 2 years, in the government welfare school in whole of the state, there are more than 1,002 vacancies there in the government of the school. The recruitment process will take place very soon after completion of all the processes. So the government has decided, since there is a delay of all this kind for the recruitment of the already MTET pass candidate, so government has decided to send a teacher on temporary basis to all the government LP school.